Okay, hello everyone. I hope that every one of you can give attention for I think it's not so in-depth briefing of my presentation this time. I just want to give some idea about the topic that's I want to share because for today's for this time recordings, we will cover up to maybe three topics for today. But anyway, I will stop once the topic finish. Once the topic that we discuss finish. For example, for work design and measurements. Okay, after this explanation finish, we will stop for a while and continue for the next one. Okay. Uh, for the first chapter, that's chapter 7, that we will discuss for this week is about four major section. That means job design, quality of work life, method analysis, and work measurements. Okay, so back to the history of this subject, as you still, if you still remember. History of operation managements, mostly from manufacturing industry. So you can see the content of these topics describe everything, so almost everything about manufacturing, job design, quality of work life, method analysis, and work measurements. Okay, but I hope that it can also can help us in implementation for other area of work. So this learning objective that I don't have to explain about this. Can read and go for the point by point after you receive the slide later. Okay, as you can see from here, this is job design. Job design, the act of specifying the content. This is all explanation or meaning of a job design. Job design is involved specifying the content and method of a job. Job designer focus on what will be done in the job. Okay, what will be done, who will do the job, how the job will be done, where the job will be done. Okay, and then the importance of the job, and the objective. The objective for job design is to make sure that the productivity, safety, and quality of life is there. eh? And this the efficiency approach, refinement of Frederick Winslow Taylor. That's a management science management concept founder that received considerable emphasis in this in the past. Okay, as you can see from here, the refinement of efficiency school, and then some behavioral school. So one of the main issue that we try to settle is about this agreement of specialization. Is a primary issue of this agreement between efficiency and behavioral approaches. Okay. So while looking for productivity, sometimes the issue, this agreement about how to make sure that we focus on efficiency or behavioral approach. So the term specialization describe jobs that have a very narrow scope, not like we are very we can create, not like manufacturing a violin, for example. Uh, so we can't expect for productivity in terms of number of violin or quantity of violin can be produced, because the process to produce or to create a one violin, okay, require a specialization in the whole process. So of course we are very clear about what the advantages and disadvantages for this work that's considered on some aspect of product or service. So while create a job design, we can also use a behavioral approach for job design. And from there you can get a job enlargement, and then job rotation, and job enrichment. From there you can find a few concepts. That's what we can see as listed here. Okay, job motivation is a very key factor in many aspects of work life. So this one, as you can see, will be discussed a lot and in depth, especially in organizational behavior, or even in motivation, in communication, in strategy. Okay. So the effort of a business organization to become more competitive, and customer oriented have caused them to rethink how work is accomplished. So significant changes in the structure of some work environment have been the increasing use of team, the way that workers are paid, particularly in lean production system. Okay. So team takes a variety of form. Short-term team form to collaborate on a topic or solve a problem. Long-term teams. So there is a few of teams benefits and teams problem. So everyone of us should notice about this, especially for those who experience work before. We have faced we maybe have faced a few experiences before. Some of benefit and some of them is problems. So in order for us to develop a very successful team building, of course, we need to make sure a few of this point can be overcome first. So expert Robert Bakal has a list of requirements for successful team buildings. Okay, not only from him, maybe you can refer from other scholars or other practitioner that's can list down how to develop a very successful team building. But particularly in this context, we try to focus on the operation management subjects. Okay. Not only car, got the ergonomics. Uh, this is what you can see the ergonomics in scientific discipline concerned with the understanding of human interaction with the element of system. Okay. An ergonomically designed system or part can increase the productivity. Can increase the productivity. Okay, reduce workers' discomfort and fatigue. Reduce to injuries to the backs, necks, arm, and etc. Yeah, of course, as a people or as a manager, even you as an owner, must really taking care about the quality of life, work life, the quality of work life. So in job design, we are really concerned about the quality of work life to make sure that we achieve the best as best as possible the productivity of our organization. So quality of life affect not only workers' overall sense of well-being and contentment, but also their productivity. Their productivity. So there are some very important aspect of quality of life. Okay. And I encourage all of you here not only refer on this point because as a human being, sometimes we have our own belief in terms of explanation how that we can achieve the best quality of life for you. Okay. Some people thinks that if you are very rich, that means you can get a very good quality of life. But some of them maybe they are very happy and they have a very good family members. That's a quality of life. While they can go still work and not so rich. So it's depend on the philosophy of life for everyone. Okay. Yeah, the compensation it is important. Okay, some of animals or subtopic here quite relate closely with human resource management aspect. Compensation is very important. Make sure that our worker feel safe in terms of their contribution. Okay, the compensation system must be built up very proper to make sure that they feel worth to work with us, especially for certain okay job that's request require them to maybe sacrifice their health, okay, their condition, time-based system, output-based system, okay. And some comparing compensation approach. So much detail in human resource management textbook you can get it. How that we can develop the compensation approach. And so we can also develop group incentive plans, not only individual incentive plans. Okay, group incentive plans. Okay, this one goes for especially for workers that needs use their brain so much, and so what we can see from here, knowledge based pay system, knowledge based pay system. Okay. For example, if you uh, hire people or a group of people to develop a module for some things, maybe you have to pay a lot of money for that because if you prepare by yourself, it's quite complicated, and the process to preparing a module for maybe a curriculum or to comply with enforcement body requirement quite difficult. So that's why uh, we will pay based on their knowledge, based on their expertise. Okay, management compensation. Many organizations used to reward managers based on output. Okay, this is very good for, especially for top management, and to encourage them. Okay, to encourage them making a profit, or maybe increase the shareholder or value. Shareholder value. Okay. Method analysis, analyzing how a job gets done. It begin with analysis of the overall operation, and it then move from general to specific detail of the job, concentrating on workplace arrangement, movement of workers and of materials. Okay, the need for method analysis can arise from a variety of sources. From a variety of sources. Okay, changes in tools and equipment can be uh, uh, a need for method analysis. I think it's okay for enforcement body, for example, like police or army. They know very well that when they have to change their tools and equipment, they have to send their personnel to retrain, or maybe learn a new technology, how to handle the new tool and equipments. That's very straightforward. The point, a change in product, okay, a change in material, government regulation also, okay, accident or quality problems, okay, can become a need for method analysis. So we can use this as a method, as a guideline for us to do the method analysis. Try to identify the operation to be studied. This is to identify the gap actually. In training and development discipline, we call it training need analysis, or how that we can identify the training need analysis gap, training gap, sorry, right? But in operation management, we can see they use a term, method analysis. Okay. All right. And then this is a guideline for selecting a job to study. Okay. So we have to consider jobs that have a high level content. Okay, are done frequently, as unsafe. Okay, right. And then this is a process flow process chart. Flow process chart, maybe we can use as well. Quite similar with Likert scale. Prompts, you can see operation, movement, right? Okay, we can use other tool. This is first tool. This is only for the concept that we must understand here is how that we can identify this one. Okay, consider job that's maybe high or have a high level content, or maybe unsafe or not. We can use flow process chart, or maybe we can use a work machine chart to identify what kind of job that we need to do the analysis, right? And then motion study, it's very good techniques for us to develop and to enhance and to increase the safe of our workplace. I have read one case study. Regarding how that they do a benchmarking. How a hospital, one hospital I'm not really sure whether in UK or US, do benchmarking about motion study. But you know what? We can see that they do the motion study. They do the motion study benchmarking through a company that not relate with the organization. For example, a hospital do a benchmarking with Formula One company, and got advice, not only do a benchmarking but get advice as well from choreographer. Okay, choreographer, because of why nurse and doctors needs good movement or motion study, how that they can maybe uh, serve much better to their patient. And by end of the day of the result from choreographer, collaboration, and Formula One benchmarking, the result from um, that's they have a very positive impact in terms of uh, the quantity of patient that they can serve, and the quality of their posture. Again, safe standing posture, right? Developing work method. So in developing work method that are motion efficient, the analyst attempt to eliminate unnecessary motions. Okay, combine activities, reduce fatigue. All of this actually not only in manufacturing, but the example from the case study in hospital, that's very important and very helpful for them to help patient. So work measurement is concerned with how long it should take to complete a job. How long it should take to complete the job. So it is not concerned with either job content or how the job is to be completed, since these are considered a given when considering work measurement. Okay, work measurement. So a few points that's important for us to remember about work measurements. Standard time. We must really clear about the standard time to do a particular job. Okay, so that we can measure what are the standard time, and so whether that's under performer or in a good performance. Okay, so commonly used work and measurement techniques. Maybe you can use one of these. Okay, work sampling or predetermined data, or maybe stopwatch time study. Okay, quite heavy rain now. Okay, stopwatch time study, used to develop this more explanation about the technique, how that we can measure work measurements. The measure works. Okay, number of cycle to observe, number of observation to collect, function of variability of the observed time, desired level of accuracy. Okay, so all of this we can use as a tool for us to measure a particular work. Okay, observed time. Okay. Normal time. Assume that a single performance rating has been met for entire job. Okay. Standard time, and then other than that, okay, historical time, standard element. Elemental time are derived from a firm's own historical time study data. Okay. And predetermined time standard. Okay. And then work sampling. Work sampling is technique for estimate the proportion of time that's okay. This example for calculation. Some advantage or and disadvantage of work samplings. There are factors actually in job design, and a few of these you can see carried out by personnel with appropriate training and background. Uh, it seems like very simple, but actually a lot of maybe HR department or uh, senior management fail to understand how important of this kind of job must be performed by people who are competent and really understand how to do this job design. Okay, consistent with the goal of the organization in written form, understood and agreed to by both management and employees. Okay. So it is important to make design of work system a key element of strategy. Okay. So again, everything that we do in organization, even though that's a daily operation, daily activity, we need to make sure that it's aligned with a strategy. Okay. People are still at the heart of the business. These people are still at heart of the business. Okay, worker can be valuable resource of insight and creativity. Okay, they can be beneficial to focus on quality of work life and instilling pride and respect among workers. The companies are reaping gain through worker empowerment. Okay. So this is all about that's for topic 7, work design and measurement, and you can recap and try to get more idea about this from the slide that I will share later, and a few of video that I will share as well in the WhatsApp group. Okay.